Chris Edwards now. Right, Chris, we've had another Manchester United fan on in the last hour. I'll ask you the same question. What were your emotions when you saw Rashford do that in a shirt that wasn't Manchester United's?
It was a bit tough because, coming from the youth academy, you always want your prospects to do well and stay at the club as long as possible. We've had Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, other guys come through and remain with us. So it's a mixture of jubilation because you're always happy for the player. But yeah, I didn't really feel too much other than that because at the moment he's currently playing for Barcelona.
Did you want him to leave at the time? Were you happy that he left? And now, would you at some point, next summer, want him back?
I actually wanted Rashford to kind of leave for his own good as well as the club's a couple of years ago. I thought that his course had kind of ran its race at the club at the time. There was a little bit of tension already building up, so I think it was always better for him and the club for him to move on.
So okay, I'm just going to ask you again. I asked the other panelists, Rashford or Amorim? Who would you like to have next season?
It's got to be Rashford. You're trying to catch me out there.
We asked hard questions here.
Yeah, Amorim's got to go for me. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I think his time's gone.
And also, the players that was at Man United that have gone away and have done really well, I think that is generally because that they wasn't able to express themselves in the formation that benefits them. That's why you see people like McTominay going away now. Obviously, Rashford's going away. Last season at Aston Villa, I think it's more the tactics that don't suit these players more than them actually being hungry to play there.
I think it's a mixture of both I don't want to be kind of disrespectful, but I think some players are of a certain level and, some are squad players, some are super subs, some are starters. And I think some of the problems that we had is we had players who were bench players or super subs coming on and beating our established first 11. Alongside that, it wasn't helped by the tactics by managers putting square pegs in round holes as well. Likewise, what we're doing now, Bruno Fernandes in the midfield 2 in the number 8 position, and Bumo on the inside right 10. It's not his best position. So again, we're doing the mistakes of the past all over.
Chris, we've actually had a few voice notes in on Manchester United. Here's one from a Man U fan called Ryan. Oh, Joe, sorry, it's Joe.
Hi, guys. I think you're all forgetting that Marcus Rashford played badly under multiple managers. In respect to Marcus Rashford, this isn't on Amorim.
So in my opinion, Man United have had multiple managers that have been bad too, and that didn't suit the players. I think when you, again, I'm not a manager or a coach, but I think the managers that do really well going into a club are the ones that go in there, assess what players they've got, and then set the formation to suit those players. Amorim especially has said, I don't care who we got, you have to play this way. And I think that's the reason why Man United are not performing right now, because Man United still have top players. No one can dispute that. But they just don't look happy.
Yeah, I think on that note, I think I agree with you, Jay. But I do hold Amorim to a bit of accountability here as well, because he's had the summer which he wanted pre-season, and I've mentioned already, and Bumo is a wide right winger cutting in inside forward. He's got him in the midfield 10. That's not his best position. So, albeit what you're saying is true, Amorim's not helping himself either with those decisions.
Chris, you've been quite clear that you're not really keen on your current head coach. Who would you replace him with?
Well, you've heard the phrase Prem-proven players. I think it's about time Man United explore Prem-proven managers. We lost out on the opportunity for Thomas Frank, who's a very solid manager. You've got Oliver Glasner in there as well, doing a brilliant job at Crystal Palace. Similar kind of formation, although it's a bit of a different tactics in the system overall. But I think we need to explore Prem-proven managers going forward.
So those names you've mentioned, I mean, is there one that stands out for you that you would have tomorrow?
Yeah, Glasner.
But why Glasner? Why Glasner if he plays the same formation? Surely you want someone like Areola that can play the 4-2-3-1 and be successful, even though all them players have gone. Why would you want someone that likes the 3-5-2 when you don't have the players that can do it?
Well, the formation isn't necessarily the tactics that are involved with it as well. That's just the skeleton of it. You've got the actual roles that the players play within it as well. and the way Glasnow's got his players playing. When you look at Crystal Palace and the level, they've got some brilliant players there, but Man United's players, I think, some of them are a class above. So if you add that towards Glasnow's formation, I think we'll do wonders with that.
But other than Glasnow doing, I mean, he's done fantastic at Crystal Palace, not get it twisted, and he's obviously won a cup. But other than that, you could say that Areola's actually done a better job because of the players he's left, because the brand of football that he plays, he's getting the best out of players. And like you said there, you've got Mbuemo, you've got Diallo, Garnacho's left. Garnacho's attitude is in question, but Garnacho as a left winger is one of the best young players out there still. And to see these players leave now, even Mainu, there's talk about him leaving because the manager don't fancy him. I just think it's poor management, and I think that it's coming all down to Amorim.
Yeah, you've raised a good point. Areola's another candidate who I would consider as well. I actually do believe 4-3-3 would be probably the most optimal formation given the players that have been brought in. But because they've been trained so long in this particular formation, someone like Glasnow probably could slip in a little bit easier, especially mid-season. However, Areola is a brilliant brilliant manager who could take the job. And again, kind of bring out Cunha, bring out Mbumo, Diallo, and the best qualities that.
At what point do you feel like this is enough for Amorim now? He's got to go. Like, how long are you waiting? Are you waiting until the January transfer window?
Already.
Last season.
Last season. I mean, this season. At what point are you willing to see him go right now?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't want to be gone. I'll be honest with you. From before the cup final in April, I was like, I've had enough. We need to rescue the season. Let's see what we can do. Losing to Tottenham, who I'm not going to say anything that's disrespectful, but losing to Tottenham is one of the most embarrassing things ever for a Manchester United fan. I'd rather be thrashed 5-0 by Liverpool in the final.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Come on. Liverpool's a derby game. You've got reckless there. Liverpool's a derby game. Stop that. That's silliness. That's silliness.
Chris, we are not going to be able to cope with the voice notes and message we're about to get after you've just said that. In terms of the Manchester United players who've gone, we've talked about how Højlund's had a good start at Napoli, Onana's had a good start, McTominay's been amazing since he went to Napoli as well. Anthony's done well, Dean Henderson, then you've got Garnacho, Sancho, Lindelof, loads of other players who've left. Of all those names I've just given you, who would you take back? Who did you not want to go?
Oh, good question. To even go back a little bit further with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I didn't want Angel Gomez to go. I thought he was a brilliant talent and he actually slipped into this formation very well, but he was quite small, quite diminutive, similar to Kobe Mainu. Out of the ones that you've listed, if used in the right way, and McTominay could be used, as I mentioned earlier, as that super sub impact player, like what he did for us last season.
Right, okay, we've had another voice note. This one is from Manchester United fan Ryan.
For me, the reason why players always, when they leave Manchester United, they end up doing really well, I think it's because our club is toxic from top to bottom, and I think that's just basically down to the owners.
Is that fair, Chris? I mean, toxic's quite a strong word. Top to bottom as well.
I don't even get that, Tom. I have to be honest. Like, when you look at it, I just think that managers have been given money to spend. Managers have been given money to bring the players they want in. So, yeah, it might be toxic, but I think ultimately it's the decisions of the players that are going and the players that are coming in.
I agree with Jay on that. I think managers have had a lot of money, a lot of backing. Every single manager since Fergie, arguably, probably apart from David Moyes, who only got one or two players in, has been backed heavily with time, money, and it's not really worked out for most of them. So, to me, this situation is getting rid of the wrong players at the wrong time. Likewise what we've done so far.
I think that all of those players that have left Man United, the managers and the clubs they've gone to, they've selected these players to fit into the formation that they are playing. They're not signing McTominay to go and play as a centre back, or put, like you said, put a round peg in a square hole. He's putting him in his best position. That's why you're seeing the best of him, and that's why I'm saying Amorim is not doing that, and that's why the players are not performing to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think the players still, some of the players hold a bit of accountability on that. But first things first, you've got to get the formation right. You've got to get the tactics that, kind of accentuate the strengths of the players. And agree with Jay. I don't think the manager's doing that right now.
Chris, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.